I'm in a place I wanna be. I'm fighting things no one can see. Why are they still here? All of these...
Oh, hey guys. Welcome back. Look at John, they came back. What are we doing here?
We're doing the whole show with this camera today.
Oh, that sounds like
Just
a
like
terrible
this.
idea.
Just like this. Whole show me, Jeff.
Welcome back to the Fit Show. It's Monday. Here we
Yes.
are. My name's Jeff Rosen. And the guy that's doing weird stuff with the camera is
What's
John.
up, everybody?
Welcome back to this week's edition of the Fit Show.
Hello, everybody. I'm John.
I'm Jeff.
Good to have you back this week. It's Tuesday. It's Monday. I don't even know what day it is anymore.
Monday.
This is the problem. I've lost so much weight, my brain has stopped working. Welcome to the Fit Show. I'm John Taglieri. That's Jeff Rosen. This is officially, we are past our first month now.
Excellent.
This is our 5th episode of the Fit Show, and we want to thank you all for coming back. What we have to get out of the way, as always, right away, we are not professionals.
Not even close.
Why don't you do it today?
We're not professionals. We are here learning about fitness and health and nutrition and everything just like you are. So make sure if you guys are going to start any type of workout plan, nutrition plan, diet, anything, if you're going to do it, make sure you talk to your doctor first. Make sure you're healthy enough to do what you want to do.
Yes. We don't want anybody getting hurt. We don't want anybody getting unhealthy. The whole point of this show is to kind of help everybody, including us, get educated on all of that and to live longer and happier lives. So make sure you get clearance from everything. We also, as usual, we want to say thank you to Nantucket Vineyard, our wine sponsor. They are awesome. Today we are drinking this wonderful Pinot Gris.
Perfect.
As usual. There you go, Jeff.
One of these days I'm gonna pour it.
One of these days you're going to pour it?
Yep, and I'm gonna just pour the whole bottle right into my belly.
Oh, spill the whole thing in your face. So, Jeff, how was your week?
My week was pretty good. I got back on the saddle, going back to the gym and eating right again. Remember last week, after the holiday week, I was back up 2 or 3 pounds. I didn't let that get me down. So I got on the scale yesterday morning for a weigh-in and was down to 270, which is awesome. That's officially 15 pounds down. Right?
Aye.
So,
We'll toast to that.
yeah, okay.
Here's to 15 pounds gone. Last week we toasted 10. So, there you go.
It's
That's
working.
yummy.
It's working. If I can do it,
See?
you can do it.
Drink wine, lose weight. It's a beautiful thing. So 15 pounds, man, that's great.
Yeah, it's good, and especially after, like I said, not that I was, I didn't let it get me down with the holiday, not seeing any movement on the scale.
Right.
But you get excited about I want to make progress. So getting back and getting on the scale and seeing that not only had I got back down to where I was before the holiday, but also dropped another couple of pounds was cool. You know?
That's awesome, man. And that just shows that your body is starting to adapt to the new regimen that you're putting it through. One of the things people right away, they're like, oh, I lost 5 pounds the first week. I lost 8 pounds the first week of this thing. You got to understand that what you're losing is the internal muscle water weight. It's not, it was like, oh, I lost it. You're not losing any fat those first weeks. So you're losing extraneous water inside your muscles. So it's always the long term. It takes your body 21 days to adapt. Mentally and physically, it takes about 21 days to adapt to a new regimen. So you're definitely past that now, and your body is starting to react to that. Yeah. Even your, neither one of us is perfect as far as I have my cheat days.
I'm perfect.
I know that you have your cheat day and you have. He's as perfect as it gets. It's like a perfect flower. But your metabolism, as it adapts to the regimen, will not be thrown off by one bad meal or a bad night or whatever. It actually helps in the long run. But congratulations to 15 gone. That is awesome. It's a good road. And what do we got left to do? 174 more?
Yep, 174. I want to be 1 pound.
No, I think we were shooting for 60. Right?
About 60, so that's a quarter of the way there.
Yeah, we're a quarter of the way there already.
After a month, that's pretty good.
That's great.
I'm happy.
And that's a good pace. A month, 15 pounds. That's about a pound every 2 days. That's fantastic. So 3 pounds a week, 2 to 3 pounds a week is the most you should ever lose. These lose weight quick diets are the worst thing in the world for you. So that's awesome, man. I'm very happy for you. I'm actually holding steady. I'm at the same weight I was a week ago. I'm always around 142 on Mondays after my weekend of onion rings and beer.
And debauchery.
And Jameson. But it's a good 142 because I know I'll be back down to 135, 138 by the end of this week. And then I'll put my 5 pounds back on. But that's my hover weight these days is between 135 and 140-ish. And it's good. I'm still leaning out. I'm another 0.25% down in body fat. So little by little, stay the course. Don't be impatient with whatever you do.
We got a lot of cooking to do
We
today.
do have a lot of cooking to do today. It's not a lot of cooking. It's just some long-term cooking. This week, we're making pizza.
Yes. I love pizza.
And I'm conflicted. Because as an Italian and as a Sicilian, to me, pizza is very sacred. So we're making a healthy pizza today, which is...
So we should pray to the pizza?
We should pray to the pizza, but to me, it's kind of like a contradictory term, healthy pizza. Because there's no good pizza that's healthy. That's the whole point. No, I'm kidding. So today, we're going to make a pizza that is being made from...
Zucchini.
The zucchini. We're going to make the crust out of zucchini this week, which is kind of cool. And to help us... Well, that was probably loud, wasn't it? Hope I didn't distort the mics on that one. And to help us, we brought someone. Once again, we haven't done this since the second week of the show. Mm-hmm. But we actually brought somebody prettier than both of us on. Usually we try to keep it not as pretty as us so that we look good. But this time we brought somebody prettier and taller than me, which isn't exactly hard. Everybody's taller than me, damn it. And she has better hair than both of us.
That's true. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Miss Brooke Wilder to the show.
Ta-da!
Hey, you.
Hi.
Good to see
Thank
you.
you for having me.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
I believe that is yours.
Excellent.
It's the only reason she came, actually.
All right, it was for the wine. Do it for the wine.
Ooh. So this is your creation here, your recipe for the pizza, right?
It is an adapted. I stole it from Pinterest, but I've adapted it many different ways. And one of the things I like so much about it is you can kind of mold it any way you need to make it fit your dietary needs or your restrictions. So we're going to be making one that is gluten-free. So if you have anyone with celiac, and then one that is using a whole wheat flour. But it's really cool because the base itself is made out of zucchini, but you can't taste it. So it's a really good way to kind of sneak in some extra vegetables and nutrients. It's really high in fiber, particularly the gluten-free one because we use coconut flour. And it's very high in protein as well. And then when you add other toppings and things like that, you can kind of, like I said, adjust it however you need to.
Zucchini is awesome. I made zucchini pasta about a week or two ago.
Zoodles.
And once you put the sauce and the cheese and everything else, you couldn't tell it was zucchini.
Yeah.
It was so good. And I convinced myself for a night I was having pasta. It was so nice. All right, so I know some of this is a little time consuming.
Yes.
So let's just jump right
We're gonna
in.
get into
We're going to talk about the whole time because we want to get everybody to know you.
Sure.
So what's our first step?
So first
You're in charge today.
First, you're going to take the zucchini and we are going to shred it up in the food processor. And you can do this with a box grater as well. But I just find that this is more even and it's quicker.
We have a box grater too.
Yeah, so if you feel like getting in the extra arm power, like go for it. But if you want to...
Oh, look at that.
There you go.
Everything on this show. This one's not branded though. There's no branding on this.
So if you want
Everything we have is branded. Everybody makes fun of us for it.
I like it. If you want to, no one will steal your wine glasses this way, you know? So if you want to actually do one with a box grater, you're welcome to, but this is faster.
Okay.
So I'm just going to do this.
Are we using this side? I'll let you.
All right, so I will prep these.
Yes.
This is good. I never get to do prep because usually we let Jeff prep and I cook.
So you're going to use the side that's not for the slicing. You're going to use the shredding side, and you just put it on the top. And then make sure that this is locked and loaded really good because you don't want it to fly away. And if your zucchini is too wide like this one is, you just cut it in half.
I will prep them accordingly for you. So,
You got a
Brooke,
little assembly line going.
so Brooke is a singer,
I am.
and she is an entrepreneur, and she is a teacher, and she runs her own music therapy program.
I do. Can I do this? It's going to be a little
Oh,
loud.
this is gonna be loud.
Again.
Sorry.
And go for it. Did you plug it in?
Nope.
Oh,
Plug it in, people. That helps.
Gotta get that plugged in. Usually, there we go. Go
Okay.
for it. Is it not
Maybe?
working?
No. If not, I have my giant one.
That one's not working?
No.
All right.
oh no, John.
Hey, haven't used this.
That's okay.
Well, that's all right. We'll grab a different
We have
one.
an epic fail here on the
Well,
show.
We have a backup food processor.
All right, we'll grab that one.
And meanwhile, I can do my zucchini dance.
That's a very nice dance you have, actually. So, besides being a singer
Yes.
and an entrepreneur and a teacher,
All kinds of stuff.
and she runs her own charity, and she travels the world. And a lot of what we're going to talk about today is stuff you and I can relate to a lot because it's how to stay healthy when you're traveling a lot, how to eat well when you're traveling a lot, and how to stay healthy on the road, which is always a challenge.
Ready?
Go for it. Oh, that's so cool. That is awesome.
Super quick.
I'm just gonna look pretty.
This is so cool.
You can tell I have a lot of
into that.
experience with food processors because I'm like, this is amazing.
Yeah,
It
it's like
is.
a new toy for Jeff.
I got this on Amazon for like $20, and it was the best purchase I have made.
That
I
is
love
awesome. Look
It
at
gets the
that.
job done. Look at that. That is
It's
amazing.
Black & Decker, so they make power tools and food processors.
Can't argue with that.
You know. So then you're just gonna put it in a bowl, and then you're gonna want to season it with salt and let it sit for 15 minutes to kind of drain some of the excess water out. I'm gonna do the rest of these just because we're gonna be making 2 pizzas, and I want to make sure I have enough.
Do you need them separated?
No, they can all be the same.
Want me to salt that?
Yes, please. Thank you.
So, Brooke, tell us a little bit about you. Tell everybody what you do. and
Sure.
I gave a little bit of a rundown, but let's...
So, my name is Brooke Wilder. I am a musician. I'm a singer, but I also am a music therapist, which means that I use music to help people reach non-musical goals. So, music makes everybody feel better, and we all know that, but I kind of manipulate it, I guess, in a way, and use the science of why it makes people feel better to work with a bunch of different populations and work with different goals.
That's really cool.
Okay, it is cool. Oh, there we go. Don't cut your fingers off.
Yeah, a little piece gets stuck in there.
Sometimes, if it's skinny, it will just
yeah.
get stuck.
That's what she said.
Oh.
What?
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 That doesn't even make any sense, John.
No, that's what she said in any place you can get it.
A little too thin. These ones are a little bit thin for this. So these ones
skinny.
are, yeah, they're not going to work. But that's okay.
Yeah,
I think
we
we're
can-
almost...
We can maybe do the rest of them with the hand.
Yeah, if we want to
Yeah,
chat.
that way we can kind of chat too.
Yeah, let's do that. And that way we won't be wasting our
What are we doing?
We
what's that?
are going to use the box grater because these are unfortunately a little bit skinny for me to push down with this bad boy.
Okay.
So, I'll throw those.
Dump
This
those
will give me
in.
something to do with my hands.
You can
too,
do that.
know?
There you go.
So-
So I'm a music therapist, and like John said, I run my own nonprofit organization, which is called the Ubuntu Music Therapy Initiative.
Now, where did you come up with it?
It is a Zulu word, which is rooted in Bantu, and Bantu is a tribe of Kenya. Where I work, we work in Kenya and Uganda. So it means I am because of you, or the belief that we are defined by our compassion towards others. And our organization is very symbiotic. We don't try to bring American music therapy to Kenya. We try to really work with the community musicians and the local healers and the people that are already doing the work and empower them to have access to training and education and really advocate for music therapy as a valid field of study and a valid job. And so
As you guys know, Jeff and I are both musicians, so this is incredibly cool that she gets to take music and infect people that way.
Yeah, and especially in an area like Kenya and Uganda, where there really is no other mental health programs being offered or special education programs or things like that, they're very few and far between. So when you take something like music, which is really omnipresent in all kinds of aspects of the society, it's embraced. And music therapy is a really great option for people because it doesn't cost a lot to run. You know, you don't need any instruments. You are your own instrument. You can sing, you can do body percussion, you can dance, you can do whatever. So people have been really open to it, and this will be our 4th time going this year. So we've made a lot of strides in the past couple of years.
Get this out of your way.
Thank you. And we're working on developing a training curriculum focused towards community musicians particularly, because those are really the people who get what we do on a core level, and we want to be able to give back to the community to empower them
That is really
to use
awesome.
their art in a different way.
Yeah, and so that means bonus, you get to travel a lot.
I do get to travel a lot. Yeah,
Right.
I go to East Africa every summer for the past 3 years, and for like a month at a time.
Wow,
So
that's amazing.
it is.
So this is, perfect, staying healthy on the road, especially
Yes.
in maybe places that you're not very familiar with, I'm sure is a challenge.
It is. So I will say, when I am in Kenya, I'm a little more lenient with my diet just because I don't necessarily have access to all the things I would like to have. And I try to be adventurous. I think it's important when you're on vacation
Absolutely.
to kind of, your diet and your life should coincide with each other. It should be a lifestyle. It shouldn't be a chore. And so I think there's a time when you can be like, okay, I'm going to be mindful of what I eat. So for example, I follow an if it fits your macros type diet. So every day I would
Which is sort of how we are on this show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So I knew I was like, okay, I'm not going to get my 140 grams of protein unless I'm slugging protein powder every 30 minutes. And I don't want to be doing that in the middle of a safari. You know what I mean?
Right,
Or I want to enjoy the local cuisine, whatever it may be, without worrying, oh, how am I going to track this? So I just tried to eat mindfully, stay more towards lean proteins. And for me, I was doing a lot of running around. So I'm not afraid of carbohydrates, was not being afraid of carbohydrates.
Well, as long
and
as
things
you're
like that.
using carbohydrates,
Yeah.
you shouldn't have to worry about it.
Right.
We tell everybody every week that carbohydrates are right now. If you're going to be busy, eat carbs.
Yeah.
Because you're going to burn them. It's bad. Carbs are bad when you're sedentary, not when you're busy.
Yeah, and I think, the one thing that If It Fits Your Macros has really kind of given me is that food freedom. I don't find, I was a very in our diet culture that we kind of have, it's restrict, restrict, restrict. You can't have whole groups of foods. You can't have this. You can't have that. And that's not sustainable for most people. And it feels like a chore and it feels like a diet. And I think for most people, nutrition has to look.
As soon as it's not enjoyable, you won't do it.
Thank you. I think nutrition has to be looked at in a more sustainable way, right?
Yeah, definitely. That's funny that you say that. Actually, just last night I was just talking to some friends, and I was eating. What did I have? I was out on the run all day, and I got a turkey sandwich. Mm-hmm. And they were like, "Is that on your diet? Is that can you eat that?" And I was like, "I can eat whatever I want." That's the beauty of what I'm doing is I'm just trying to make better choices.
Exactly.
And I hadn't had many carbs. I was gonna be out working, gigging for the rest of the night, so I said, "Yeah, I want to eat a turkey sandwich." And it's not that you can't do it. It's just you're trying to be mindful of when you do it.
Right. I think a good rule of thumb to have is if you have a quote unquote cheat meal or a bad meal or whatever, just try not to have 2 in a row. Try and have the next one be good. I don't believe that you shouldn't be eating birthday cake on your birthday or anything like that.
Right.
You got to live your life. If you want a glass of wine, have a glass of wine, but make sure it fits. So I can decide, okay, do I want to use my carbs for a glass of wine and save them, or do I want to have a real pizza, or all? Do
I want to use my carbs for good or evil?
Yes. And
Well, it's funny. It's so pizza is one of my weaknesses. It's one of the reasons I gained weight. But the problem was I was eating pizza and KFC all the time. Mm-hmm. So, but now if I want to have a piece of pizza for lunch, or go grab a couple of slices, and I've just come out of the gym, and I know I'm going to go for a run later in the day, I can have a slice or 2 of pizza. It's going to be gone before I know it.
Right. And I think a lot of people too, I definitely had fallen into the habit of restrict, and then you binge. Right. And so for me, it makes a lot more sense to be able to kind of track in, plug in if I know I'm going to go out and I want to have a couple drinks, first thing in the morning, plug in those couple drinks, and then plan the rest of my day around that.
Right. That's smart too.
I use MyFitnessPal, which has been a really big help for me
I
because
use it every day.
oh, it's so great because you can literally just scan the barcode of something and it's already logged, and everyone's like, "Oh, it takes so much time."
Yeah.
It's like a 10-minute learning curve. But
What's our next step?
we have to wait for this to sit for a hot minute so we can do the chicken.
All right.
So you let this sit for 15 minutes to get as much water out as you can. Then we're gonna squeeze it and get all the water out.
That's gonna be your job, Mr.
Yeah. Upper body. So all we're gonna do with the chicken is we're just gonna saute it in a pan
Okay.
and do pesto.
Our fit show.
Ooh, how
yeah.
fancy is that?
I know. I'm very proud of our fit show gear.
I'm actually gonna cut this up into little cubes. If that's
pesto
okay.
you asked
Yeah,
for.
of course.
Pesto we have. Where did I put the pesto?
Do you have a designated meat board? Do you care which one?
We haven't used it, so why not?
Okay.
I'm just trying to keep our wine straight.
Oh yeah.
Because I want to make sure I drink all of mine.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna pour yours into mine when you're not.
Yeah.
looking.
Hey.
It is very good.
Usually we don't give Jeff very much because Jeff gets out of hand when he drinks.
Who, me? No.
You get a little sassy with your wine.
I get a little sassy. I have been known to drink a wine in my past.
A wine.
A wine.
Just one.
So we're cutting up this chicken into smaller pieces because it's going to go on the pizza. What are we going to put
So
on?
the first one is going to be a pesto chicken and broccoli pizza. And the second one, I think we have some, is that regular pepperoni or is it turkey pepperoni?
Turkey pepperoni.
And some turkey pepperoni for the second one. Both two classics, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest with you, like my knife skills, I am not, like you guys said, I'm not a professional.
Right.
I am not a chef. My cuts are not even, but you want to get them just like generally the same size so that they cook at an even rate. But I mean, just look at the chicken. When it's not pink anymore, it's done.
Right. No rare chicken.
Yeah, no chicken sashimi.
Yeah.
I actually saw that on Facebook the other day, that that's a thing that people are
No.
doing. I was like, you want some salmonella?
No, yeah, I'm all
I
set with
seem to have
that.
misplaced our pesto.
Oh no, that's okay. We
I
can
had pesto.
A pesto-less pizza.
It's okay. It'll still have so much flavor you won't need it. But pesto is a nice addition sometimes, if you got it. I don't know what it is about the chicken pesto. I guess it kind of reminds me of like, I don't even know, like not chicken Alfredo, but like it's just something, adds a lot of oomph to it. To plain
Jeff,
chicken.
while she's doing that,
Yeah.
would you cut off and separate the broccoli for us?
Absolutely.
I'm going to continue to look for this pesto because I know
Okay.
I have it.
So, how did you come up with the idea for Ubuntu? Am I saying it right?
Yes, you
Ubuntu?
are.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying it correctly.
Yeah,
So actually, when I was in college, I went to Berklee College of Music, and one of my professors, her name is Karen Wax. Oh, thank you. We have pesto, people. Went to Uganda to set up a center for former child soldiers. And part of her sustainability in that was making sure that, actually, I'm going to toss that first before we throw it in there. Part of her sustainability, because with any program that you do abroad or even here, you want to make sure that you're not going and then just leaving. You want to give people a way to sustain what they're doing.
Right.
Too. And so she actually, we had some laptops donated, and we were able to continue to do music therapy with these people via Skype.
Wow.
So
That's awesome.
when I was in school, that was part of my classwork, was doing Skype music therapy with former child soldiers in Uganda.
Wow.
And I was so inspired by the work, and I really just saw a need in the population that I was like, you know what, I kind of want to continue this work. And at the time, I had some friends who were interested in doing the same work, and one of my friends invited me on the first trip, and it's kind of just continued since then.
And the rest is history?
The rest is history.
What do we need?
Very
A
cool.
bowl. Thank you.
You're very welcome. What can I do for you right now?
Nothing.
If you could just do a handstand for the next
Just one?
minute and a
Ooh,
half.
yeah.
Just one?
Yeah. Just one handstand.
Just one handstand. I've actually been working on my handstands.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's part of my it's part of where I want to improve on the handstand game, and well, you saw the other day at Hero.
Right.
I posted into a tripod up on my elbows, and then I was able to get one leg up at a time. So I'm working on it. It's the core strength. The core strength is getting up there. Getting yourself into a solid straight up handstand, which
Hard.
is going to be great for, I used to be a gymnast, so handstands were my everyday thing, and I just haven't been able to do them in years.
Tried gymnastics. I was too tall.
I didn't have that problem.
Me too.
Alright.
Oh wow.
So we're literally just putting it in the pan.
Love it.
Turn it down a little.
Yeah, these burners are quite high.
They're serious,
So
I know.
We got to go all the way down.
This is what happens when you have a fancy, nice kitchen at the
It
fish
is.
show.
Well, it's a cook stove. It's a wonderful stove, center burner. Oh, it's got all the good stuff.
One day when I have a house.
Yeah.
She lives in a box by the river right now.
I live, yep. Living in a van.
So so you mentioned your macros now,
Yes.
and I know Jonna's kind of talked about macros
Macros
before.
are very important.
Macros are
So what can you get a little bit more into detail about your
Sure.
macros and how you approach that?
great. Yes, so I had never thought about macros or anything until about a year ago. I have always been kind of in and out of the gym, but never like with any sort of intention. And I would do cardio and be like, oh, why aren't I seeing any results?
Right.
Like every other girl, I was very intimidated by the weight room. And I had done some research, really through Instagram. I'd been seeing people talking about, oh, if it fits your macros, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, what's this? And I use a service called Avatar Nutrition.
Okay.
It's awesome. It's $10 a month. And they calculate your macros for you based upon your goals. So they take your height, your weight, your measurements, and you do that every week. Sure, yeah, thank you. And you do that every week. And on your check-ins, so they can really monitor your progress. And
Great.
they have like muscle gain settings, fat loss settings, maintenance setting, and then reverse diet setting. So I just finished a reverse diet, which when you're on really low calories from cutting, it kind of gradually increases your calories so
Yep.
you don't gain a ton of weight all at once.
Right.
It's worked phenomenally for me because, like I said, I kind of had that history of binge restrict, and it's really given me a lot of freedom.
And when you yo-yo like that, it actually makes it incredibly difficult to lose weight. Because your body's, the inconsistency that you put your body through, your body doesn't understand when you're actually trying to lose weight. So it tries to hold on to things, and then it makes it difficult to lose weight.
Exactly. Thank you. And so right now I just started because I just got engaged.
And
So
what's next, by the way?
Congrats.
thank you. We're going to squeeze this out.
Okay.
I just started a fat loss phase. So it's very gradual. And for me, I don't have any real goals. I'm not like competing in a bikini show or anything like that. So
No?
I
Jeff
actually-
is. Jeff has one coming up.
I have a bikini show coming up.
You're going to do
yeah,
that?
It's gonna
It's
be
going to look great.
phenomenal.
So we're going to do this over the sink just because it's going to be really, really wet.
Yep.
But all you're going to do is you're going to want to put the zucchini in either a tea towel or some cheesecloth or anything like that, just a big clump of it, and we're going to squeeze the heck out of it.
So we're using a cheesecloth for this because the cheesecloth will let the moisture drip out, but not let any of the zucchini fall out.
And
Wow,
you get this
look at
weird
that.
green juice.
Wait, hold on.
Whoa.
Where's that camera?
Oh
All
yeah,
right,
you
here we
gotta
go.
get a close up of that.
Right? And
See how strong you are.
I know, right? It really does. Like after a while, you're like, oh my gosh, grip
We can-
strength. But the drier, the more moisture you can get out of it, the crispier your pizza will be. So the main thing that pizza, like cauliflower crust and zucchini crust and different kinds of vegetable-based crusts, the main qualm is, oh, it doesn't hold up. You can't hold it like a slice of pizza. And it's because there's too much moisture. So I combat that in two ways. One of which is using coconut flour, which is super absorbent. And the other is really squeezing it to death. So you're going to want to do this for each part, or each part of your zucchini. We got a bunch because we're making 2 pizzas, but
You want to switch back over, and I can get on the squeezing.
yeah.
And, we
And
can-
then when with the drier one, you're going to want to put it in a different bowl that's not
right.
got water in it.
Okay.
So
Here
here.
we
I
go.
think we can figure out another bowl. I think. Awesome. I'm so excited to try this. So last week we did the cauliflower potatoes, I should say. You know.
Yes, we did the
mashed
cauliflower
taco.
mash last week.
So
So this week we're using zucchini. So there's a lot of ways to fool yourself and to satiate your mental need for something, but eat healthy. Everyone's like, oh, I want my mashed potatoes. Well, we had mashed potatoes last week. It was just mashed cauliflower. The way
And it
we
was
made it, the way we
delicious.
ate it, you couldn't tell the difference. Today we're gonna have pizza. It's just we're making a crust out of healthy ingredients. And
Volume foods too. So they're very voluminous. You can eat so much zucchini for so little calories,
Yeah.
and so you feel very full. But like the great part about this pizza is I'll make one and I'll split it with my fiance, and we haven't eaten that much. We've really eaten like 2 zucchinis and some coconut flour and some chicken, but it's like not that much when you think about it.
Right.
But you feel full, but not in a way that's like weighed down like sometimes you can with regular pizza and pasta and things like that. It's a lighter version of it.
thanks, Pete. We got it. Appreciate it. Somebody said get the phone. Gotta remember to turn that off next week. That was funny.
Man, there's so much moisture in here too.
It
I was
really
like, wow.
is a ton, yeah.
The show is getting to the point where we're getting phone calls during the show now.
Really?
We could have people call in.
We could do calls.
What's your thoughts?
So please chime in, by the way, if you're watching and you've got questions about what we're doing or questions about the charity that Brooke runs, please shoot questions. We're watching on Facebook, so I'll be able to answer your questions for you.
Do you have another bowl?
Let's
big
get another
for
bowl.
us? So you said you just got engaged, and I know that your fiance has set the bar incredibly high
He
with
did.
this proposal. Do you want to tell the story of this proposal? Because I am just blown away. It was really good.
Sure.
Let's get what you're doing over here.
So, my fiance and I met doing musical theater of all things. And it's always been a pretty big part of our relationship. So we went to go see Waitress on Broadway, which is Sarah Bareilles' new musical, which we both love, and she's my favorite artist. And so we went to New York and saw the musical. He got us second row seats. I was like, oh, this is so amazing. This is the best day ever. And then at the end of the show, because Jason Mraz was starting, they had cast karaoke happening. And so he rigged it so I would get called up for cast karaoke. So I got to go on a Broadway stage in front of like thousands of people, and I got to sing in front of Sarah Bareilles one of her songs, which was like an ultimate life goal in itself. And then at the end of the song, I think like, oh my God, this is amazing. This is the best day of my life. I had no idea. At the end of the song, I hear, oh, there's Darren. And he comes out from behind the pit and gives this whole little speech and gets down on one knee on the Broadway stage. It was like totally unexpected and amazing. And I was like, you checked off like 3 of my life goals in the span of 10 minutes. So yeah, I was 100% shocked. You know, like when you're with someone for a long time, you feel like you got them down. You know what's going on, but
right.
I did not.
We had to set the bar too high for everybody else,
Yeah,
Darren.
thanks.
So
Thanks.
Good thing I'm already married. I'm all set there. I'm gonna try to squeeze some of this.
Yeah, it's
It's hard,
tough.
but it's a good way if you want your kids to help you cook. It's fun to get them involved. It'll keep them occupied for quite a while.
Yeah, I'm actually having fun doing it. It's
It
like,
is
how much,
fun, right?
How much more can I get out of this?
Sometimes it turns into a competition a little bit.
Yeah,
Can I
right.
steal a little bit of water from you? I'm just going
Sure.
to steam this in the
You want some
microwave.
zucchini water?
Zucchini water for extra flavor. We're just going to steam this in the microwave for like a minute.
So very, very cool. And I feel like you do so many things. We've talked about some of them already.
Yes, I'm kind
So-
of all over the place.
Now tell us about what you do here. Now we talked about your music therapy overseas in
Yes.
in Uganda.
Yep.
What about what you do here?
So the music therapy that I do here, I work for myself. So I work at a couple different places. I work at the Chelsea Soldiers Home. So I work with veterans and some Alzheimer's and dementia end of life care as well. In the Memorial Hospital side of that. And then I am a Berkeley practicum supervisor for Alzheimer's and dementia, that population. And I work at the Boys and Girls Club in Dorchester doing the inclusion program for kids with special needs. So I'm kind of all over the place. And I've been really blessed because there's not one population that I like more than another. So I kind of
Right.
get a lot of variety in my day of who I get to work with.
So what you're saying is you don't have a lot of spare time.
You know, not a whole time.
And somehow you still manage to stay fit and eat right and
I do.
right?
Yeah.
So
Try.
Which
you're
is
a prime example of what
the
we're
whole
trying to do
point.
here.
You know, it's we hear a lot. You know, we get messages a lot during the week of, oh, I wish I had the time, and you do. It's just called prioritizing.
Right.
You know, and I hate to preach it. We always say it on the show. There's you can make changes, you can make excuses, and there's no secret formula. It's just getting the job done. You know, get up a half hour earlier and do something.
That's great.
Don't watch 3 hours worth of TV and do something. There's a lot of ways where you can get it done. It's choosing to get it done. And I think that's a difference for a lot of people. And I hate to say it. We don't like to be too blunt, but the blunt part of it is there's ways. Everybody's busy. Everybody has lives. Everybody has kids. You know, you don't have kids.
I don't have kids.
We both have kids. And there's ways to get it done. So
and I've
it's just a
definitely
matter
fallen victim of the.
Oh, here comes Java.
I have definitely fallen victim to the
Should we get Java
making
on the show?
excuses and making excuses that sometimes you can be making excuses for the right reasons. You know, like
Jeff?
you want to spend more time with your kids, and so but that doesn't mean that you want to put your health on the back burner. So one thing that we've been doing actually is we have a Facebook group for our Fit Show people.
Yes, we do.
Our Fit family. And we've had some awesome discussions going on there. So you guys should definitely join in. If you ever have questions, not during the show, they pop up, just hop in the group. And not only are we both in there, but our guests have been in there. Other people with similar questions. It's been a really supportive
Our
group.
resident nutritionist, Jen Ciano, pops in there and handles a lot of the questions as well that are very nutrition-based.
So what's that group called?
It's the Fit Show group. If you go to the Fit Show page, just click on the bottom left-hand side. You'll see a link for the group. Plus, every day I'm starting to put up little videos and little questions that we want your opinion on. So make sure you go look for them. What's our next step?
So we are now going to add the dry or semi-dry ingredients. So there's no real rhyme or reason to the order you need to add things. It's not particular like that, but you will need to get your hands messy. So you're gonna mix it with your hands. So first, we'll do the gluten-free one. So
Which I think we may only have time to do one.
that's fine.
Let's do that one.
Well, so it's the exact same recipe. The only difference is you're subbing out the flour. So what I have found is you can use all coconut flour, but the thing about coconut flour is it's, like I said, it's really absorbent, so you're going to need to add some extra fat by adding extra cheese or extra eggs. But you can adjust it to whatever you're on. So if you're doing keto and you can't have carbs, but you want to have a lot of fats, you can do it that way.
I love fat.
You need fat. Fat's good. So what we got here is about 8 cups of shredded zucchini all squished out. It yields a lot less than it looks like. But what you're going to do is you're going to add a cup of shredded, this is cheddar, right?
Yeah,
and
this is Monterey, and this is what's it up.
Perfect. So we're going to do a mix of the cheddar and the Monterey, because why not?
Excellent.
And you can use any kind that you want. It works better with a semi-hard kind of cheese. You don't want to use mozzarella in the crust, although I have, just because you want it to be a better binder. So you can just do, it's
Mixing it right up.
yeah, and
It's not a science.
it's not a science. And a lot of it too, I've found, is it goes by the feel of the mix. If it feels dry and crumbly, it probably is. So just add more to it until it feels like a good texture, and I'll be able to show, you'll see what I mean when we're done with it. So you're gonna add a cup of cheese, and then after the cheese, you want to add the flour. So
Now you're using coconut flour.
I am using coconut flour and almond meal.
Okay.
So if you have a nut allergy, don't use this. But I use 1/3 coconut flour and 2/3 almond meal, just because, like I said, it's super dry, and you don't want your pizza to be a really dry mouthfeel. But you can kind of do all different things with that. So coconut flour has a really good nutritional profile. So this is for 2 tablespoons, but 2 grams of fat, 8 carb, 6 fiber, and 2 protein. So
Wow. Yeah.
it's very good for fiber. So we got 1/3 of that.
So we've been talking a lot about substitutions, and there are a ton of different flours and
Yes.
products on the market. I used to work in a health food store that I know carries a lot of them. Good Health Natural Foods in Hanover and also in Quincy, and they have a ton of these products. But you can find them. You can find them all over the place. And if you look, a lot of times, if you find the right products, you really if you learn how to use them sometimes, but you can't tell the difference in the final product. And it really, as much as it sounds like, you can't tell the difference. No, really, some of these things I've used them before, and I am a big fan unhealthy eating as we've seen, you know, and really they are awesome. And it's like, why wouldn't you do that? You know, if it's going to be better for you and you can't tell the difference at the end of the day, then
Thank you, sir.
why not?
Use a blue egg, because why not?
Yeah,
We're
that's
gonna just
it.
add
These
2
eggs are right from chickens. My wife's cousin actually has chickens and brings us over a few dozen eggs every couple weeks.
That is amazing.
So these are not overly anything.
Can I grab some garlic, basil, and oregano?
Garlic, basil, and oregano.
So you can add whatever kinds of spices you want, but to keep it kind of as authentic as we can, you want to add
Your typical
Italian
Italian
spices.
yeah. Awesome.
So you just add those, and then you're literally going to mash it all together, throw it on a piece of parchment paper, and kind of mold it. You want it to be about a ½ an inch thick. Then we've had our pizza stones preheating in the oven at 550. You turn it on with the stones in it, so they heat up kind of at the same time. And the pizza stone for me has made all of the difference. I've made this on a regular baking tray, but for some reason, like, it just gets so much crisper. It's a lot better.
Yeah.
They sell them at like TJ
Pizza
Maxx.
Stone's awesome investment for sure.
Yeah.
So this seems, I know we've been kind of like all over the map because we've been talking about you and your endeavors and also about this map, but really, this has been a really simple recipe.
It is so simple. Yeah, it really, and the nice, like I said, you can make it kind of whatever you like, what works for your family.
Right.
It's not one specific way. I don't measure my spices. You can. I just kind of
Do it. That's
Just
the way.
do it.
For
That's the
taste.
way I do it too. Yep.
especially with the garlic. So now you're just gonna add 2/3 of a cup of this to that,
Okay.
and 2 eggs, and then go liberal with your spices.
And so that one is a sprouted wheat flour, right? And
Yep. So that's your regular flour. You can use white flour too. I just prefer the wheat when you can have
Yep.
it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And I do not skimp on garlic powder.
I love garlic.
Nobody ever should.
And you can use fresh garlic or you can use fresh basil or anything like that, but I don't do that. So now you're gonna literally just like mix it together, almost like you're making like a meatball or meatloaf.
Oh, yeah, let's move that over here a little bit.
And you
Yeah,
want to
this is-
squeeze it.
Oh, yeah.
And I can already tell that I'm gonna need to add another egg to this because it feels a little bit dry. But you want it to not be like super duper wet, which just means we did a really good job squeezing all the water out.
2 eggs in
Yep.
this.
Yep.
Yeah,
2
we
eggs.
did.
And so you're gonna really kind of mash it down. Actually, I may add one just to be safe. There's no kind of like scientific method, but it just should feel like you should be able to make it into like a crust and have it not fall apart into your hands, right?
Right.
All right, so I'm gonna add one more.
So it's about we're moisture balancing, really.
Right.
We want the eggs to kind of hold
Which
it
a
together
good
instead
crust
of the water.
is about balance.
Throw that in there.
Good crusty balance.
Good crusty balance. Yeah, that's better. So, the cool part about this is like, I don't know, I've kind of messed around with this recipe so many different ways. You can like do all egg whites, you can use low-fat cheese, you can use fat-free cheese, you can do all kinds of stuff. And like, this is a little bit more time-consuming, but it's fun. But if you wanted to do like a really easy weeknight flatbread pizza thing, those Joseph's Lavash flats are amazing for it. It takes like 5 minutes because it's already done. You just throw on sauce and cheese and whatever you want. And you get like a big serving, and the flats themselves have like 16 grams of protein. They're crazy.
Wow.
So, all right, so now we're going to grab a sheet
that in
of
mind.
parchment paper.
I can grab that
It's
for you.
from in that box right over there.
Since you got egg hands going on.
I got egg hands, I know.
I'm having fun with this.
It is fun, right?
There we are.
Thank you.
Now I feel useful, you know.
You just slap it on there, and we're going to try and mold it
Do you want
into
one
a
too?
pizza shape.
Yeah, would you can move those if you would.
And I would.
This one feels a little moist.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can always try to add more flour if you want. Like,
Jeff, could you do me a favor and add some of that flour into here? Just a little bit. We'll
yeah,
see
you
how
can
it goes.
always add more, but you can't add less.
So just go a little bit.
And then you're literally just going to smash this down, and this actually
All right.
yielded a ton. This is a
Good.
big,
Let's see how that does.
it's going to be a big kahuna.
Oh yeah, look at that.
And, I don't know, I don't have kids, but if I did, I feel like this would be a really fun thing
Yeah.
to kind of do together. It's not,
Yep.
like, difficult, and they really can't taste the vegetables. Like, it's not,
Right.
oh my god, it's
And they
zucchini.
were definitely they love
And a
mashing
little bit more,
things.
please.
All right,
That's
and so
probably
you want to try and mold it into as much of a circular shape as you can.
You did a great job there.
Thanks. I kind of do the little edge method, and you want to try and make sure it's uniform thickness all the way around. This is going to bake for like 8 minutes, and then you can throw your toppings on it.
It already looks delicious. Can I just eat it just like that?
I mean, you could. You might get a little bit sick, but you could try. All right, and so yeah,
All right.
1/2 inch thickness. This is.
I'm actually going to leave that part to you since you have experience
All right,
in this.
so if you want to grab the pizza stones without burning your hands,
Just grab them with my hands?
yeah,
Yeah,
just reach in and grab
straight
it.
in there.
Let me clean off my hands. Jeff,
I'm gonna
there's
look-
another handle in that drawer right there.
oh, this is still a little bit wet.
Is it?
Yeah. So you know what we'll do? Let's just add some coconut flour to this bad boy. Because it's good at absorbing.
Alright, we've got one pizza stone, nice and hot.
So you know what? We can throw it where that bowl is. Or if you want to just move the parchment onto the pizza stone.
Yep.
So just be careful.
Oh, we can 2-man it, John. Ready?
Oh.
Go ahead.
Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Beautiful! Look at that.
We did it!
Is it the edges aren't falling off, right?
They are a little bit.
So I can reform that with my hands. Tag, can you
You
throw
know
a little
what?
bit more of this in there?
Yeah, we didn't want to overdo it. So.
Yeah. Okay, so
think-
that's good, thanks.
I think we might be okay. I think that's good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think we're on the edges.
All right, so we just plop it in there for like 8 minutes. You want to keep an eye on it because you want it to be like brown, but it's going to cook for another 5 minutes with the topping on top, so you don't want it to be mushed. I don't know if this is going to work.
Mushed.
This one's going to be a little bit more of an experiment because, to be honest, I don't use the wheat flour a ton, but I wanted to.
Pull out that
Because
other
that
stone
is
while
what-
you're in there.
The recipe calls for. All right, so we'll try.
Whoa.
This one is more of an experimentation because typically
But that's what food is about.
it is, you know, and this is how the recipe was actually originally written, was with regular old flour.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how it turns out, and we can taste test it and see which one we like better. But
Absolutely.
Now we're starting to run a little short on time, so we may
Okay.
not be able to finish this for you today. But we will post pictures for sure afterwards, letting you see how it came out.
Yeah, you know what? We can always run a little bit longer. We'll record it for you guys anyway, and then we.
You know,
show
to be
up an
honest,
edited version.
To be honest, we're on no time frame here.
yeah,
We like to keep the show to an hour, just because we like to keep the show to an hour. But we could technically broadcast till tomorrow if we felt like it.
And you know what? I kind of want to eat this pizza.
Well, if we go off the air, we stop cooking. So wherever we are right now, I mean, you'll have to eat that.
That's it. You know what? Just throw those right there, and we'll just cut it up just like that.
So I mean, if it's okay with you guys, chime in. We'll just keep going and show you this full process.
I say let's do it anyway. Let's do it.
Let's
this
just keep
pizza
going.
should only take about 12 minutes to prep,
Jeff.
or 15 minutes to prep and 12 minutes to cook if you don't talk as much as I do.
Oh,
So-
we all spend a lot of time talking. That's what the show's about, though. We're having
And
fun.
that's what cooking is about,
Yeah.
really. Come on,
Cooking,
that's half the
cooking
fun.
is about. See, I grew up in a household where cooking was about conversation. Cooking was about being together. Cooking wasn't just about eating.
Yeah.
Cooking in my family was long distance events. I think we talked about it once, but especially on holidays, our day would start about 11 in the morning with the first
Right.
food,
Right.
and it would end at about 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
So we would legit eat for 14 hours.
We can.
You know, it's that's what food is to me. So you know, it's talking
love
while you
that.
cook is not a big deal.
I heard I forget where I heard this quote from, but something along the lines of, you know, once you cook dinner with somebody and you eat dinner with somebody, then you're family. You know, and it's like I think I really like that, and
That's true.
I think I could be wrong, but I think it was actually Zach Brown that said that because he does.
I don't doubt it.
Because he does when he does backstage. I heard this story. He does backstage meet and greets,
Yep.
and he'll sit down and cook and eat with his fans, and that it says
Aw,
because now we're
that's
family, you know.
nice.
And I was like, wow, that is
Well,
really cool.
So Zach used to own a restaurant.
Oh, really?
Hey.
Before he was Zach owned a restaurant.
Learn something new every day.
Yes,
about that?
Zach's a good old boy from the outside of Atlanta, Georgia, and I've known Zach for a long time, and he's he owned a restaurant. He sold it when he made it big because he just didn't have the time. But yeah, he can cook. That boy can cook
Oh man.
and drink. Let me tell
And
you
drink?
about they can drink. I don't know about anymore if they're still, but they back in the day they could drink.
Oh man. And this wine, I think, is going to pair perfectly with our
With pizza,
especially the
that's
pesto.
why I picked it.
Especially
Yeah.
the pesto
Yes.
pizza. Yeah, it's going to be phenomenal.
Try and save some.
I know, right? That's the hard part.
So there's apparently the sponsors say keep going.
Keep going. All right.
okay.
All right. We'll keep going.
We're gonna keep going.
Cheers.
Just because they said so, you know.
So now, with your programs around this area, how many people do you teach on a regular basis?
So my clients vary. I at the Soldiers Home I work in different environments. So on the Quigley Memorial side of things, I usually do bedside service, so it's a 1-to-1. Sometimes it's a small group in their little lunch.
When you say 1-to-1, you actually go to their room, sit by their bed.
Yeah. So the way that Quigley is laid out is you have 3 wards on each floor, and the wards are just bed.
Right.
And so I will go to their bedside, and we'll play, and we'll sing, and we'll do whatever they need to do. And so I'll either get referred by some of the nurses will refer them for music therapy, or some of the other people who work with them. Or I can go and do like a small group kind of sing-along type session, so we'll do that. I also run a thing called the GI Jams Band there, which is super fun. It's more... So the guys in the Quigley side are like Korea, World War II, like very older people. And the guys I work with in the GI Jam Band are like 60s, 70s.
Right.
So we literally just have a band.
That's
and
awesome.
It's
That's awesome.
awesome.
How
So
cool is
yeah,
that?
we play all different kinds of music. Classic rock, we do country. We're prepping for our Christmas holiday concert right now on
Awesome.
December 20th. But it's been great because, you know, most of these people had no experience or musical background coming in the beginning. We're teaching them how to play different instruments. We're teaching them how to work as a team. We're teaching them how to express their feelings in a positive way, because unfortunately when so many of our veterans come back with post-traumatic stress and things like that, they don't really have a means of processing those emotions, or they don't feel comfortable processing them in a
Right.
traditional talk therapy way.
Right.
So music therapy is really great because it's kind of an inadvertent way for people who may be more resistant to traditional talk therapy to kind of get those feelings out in a positive
Which,
manner.
you know, the fit show doesn't just have to be about, you know, what we put in our body. It can be kind of about what you let out too. And that's a really cool, really healthy way to deal with some things. You know?
Yeah.
The mental aspect of being healthy is as important as the physical aspect of being healthy. So.
I think all of us as musicians too, we know like some days you just get up on stage and you let it all out there and you're like, oh, I feel so much better.
Yeah.
And so
I've always said I'll never need to see a shrink because I can write songs and get on stage.
There you go.
Yeah, right.
That's always been my outlet. And it's funny, so I used to do a lot of work with children's cancer.
Yes.
And specifically the Leukemia Lymphoma Society. And through one program called Rock Against Cancer, I used to travel wherever I was on tour. They would set up a hospital visit for me. And I would go into the children's hospitals and play bedside. They would get, anybody who was mobile would come to a common room and I would play.
Yeah.
And then those who weren't mobile, I would go room to room, bed to bed. It wasn't like a ward. It was
Right.
room to room, bed to bed. Some of my fondest memories of ever doing anything were those sitting next to a child who's not mobile, who's not able to get out. And imagine some of the folks you work with are like that.
Exactly.
Right.
And just making them smile for a little while.
Definitely.
It's a feeling.
Cancer.
It's kind of cool.
Children's cancer too, like, is such an important, and just any sort of pediatric hospital is such an. Music is so important for those kids. I did my internship at Dana-Farber in the Jimmy Fund Clinic, and so I was very familiar with that type of situation. And music for all of us is such a normalizing experience, right? And kids who are in school, they have course, they have music class, they have all these things. So for 5 minutes out of their day, you can bring kind of that sense of letting them be a child again to that. And you get to, it's all about them. What do you want to sing? I want to sing Frozen. I want to sing Taylor Swift. I want to do this. I want to do that. Okay, whatever they get to call the shots. You're giving them that sense of control.
So there's a recording studio there.
Yes, the Secret
I installed
Studios. Did you really?
Yes.
Almost, like 2 more minutes, I think.
Okay, all right, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is such a great program.
It's amazing.
I had a client there who was able to record. She really loved Taylor Swift and actually got to meet her, and she was able to record one of her songs and send it
No
to
way.
her. Yeah, so we worked on. She was a long-term patient, so the Jimmy Fund Clinic is an outpatient unit, so I didn't usually see kids consistently, but she was a long-term patient, and I was able to teach her how to play the ukulele, and then she kind of graduated towards guitar. She got a guitar for Christmas, and then she used guitar and recorded Mean in the studios. It was like very like
Wow. Oh yeah, man.
you know,
all the feels.
It
You
was
get
so
all
many
the feels from that. Those are looking pretty
no,
pretty
it's not
good.
done yet. Almost done. It's a
Almost
top
done?
one. Yeah, the top one, it's a little bit thicker than I think. I should have made it a little bit thinner so it would cook faster, but
Nah, it's
thick
all
crust is
alright.
fine.
Yeah.
Thick crust is fine.
it might be a fork and knife pizza.
That's okay.
So that's
Working
like a
on it.
Sicilian pie.
Perfect.
See, that's how I'm gonna look at it. It's like a Sicilian pie.
I know, you know?
That's so excellent. So this is
So we got some good toppings too, because we're gonna have the chicken and pesto on the pizza.
Yep.
We've got turkey
pepperoni.
here. We've got the
Mozzarella.
mozzarella cheese.
We got broccoli in here.
We've got broccoli.
Chilling.
oh,
Steamed.
excellent.
Good to go.
Oh man, I can't wait.
Nice and green.
Tell that oven to hurry up and cook it faster.
I know.
I'm gonna get an oven that can go to 12,000 degrees. So you put it in and it goes, and it's cooked.
That's. Is that how
I
that
think
works?
That would be awesome. I don't know that the house can handle 12,000 degrees, but it would be awesome if we had a stove that went 12,000 degrees.
I'm gonna give it literally 2 more minutes and then
Okay.
take it up.
So I have a lot of respect for people that can come in there, especially in some difficult situations. I know I've tried. I did for a while the nursing home circuits, and it was really tough.
It is tough,
it's
yeah.
really it was really rewarding, and as much as I loved it, it was like such an emotional roller coaster because some days you would have great days, and you go in there and you could just tell that, like you said, for a few minutes they were like in the zone. You're playing music, they're tapping, they're singing, and then some days, if they were having a bad day, it's and I took it home with me. That's why I couldn't be like an EMT.
Yep.
I couldn't be a doctor. I would take it all home with me.
It's really hard to kind of have that separation.
But there's moments that are so worth it and they stick with you.
That's true.
Yeah.
There was a
It's not recording.
there was a moment in
It's not live.
Yeah, it stopped like 2 minutes ago.
I guess Facebook cut us off. Facebook might cap it to an hour.
No.
No, because I've seen shows that do it longer.
Oh, maybe Switcher caps it at an hour. Interesting.
Well, that would have been an hour and 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, take a pause and see if you can figure it out and try to get it rebroadcasting. I don't know.
But well, you have the you did the switcher.
Yeah, we're paid. It's not like
So it shouldn't be.
so it's that's probably still recording.
Yep, that's recorded.
It just may not be broadcasting.
Okay, Jeff, I'm gonna ask you to do this because I don't know how you got him in
Keep going.
there without burning your hands off.
We'll keep going. They'll figure out that stuff.
It's still recording the show, and he's still running the show, so when I get it, we down
I was like, should I do something easy? I was like, no. Go really extra.
It's just not on Facebook anymore, so we'll just is
It's so hard to manage the time
I
too.
know.
Because
I talk
we want to
so much.
Well, we want to talk about everything,
Yeah.
Bottom one's good too.
No, bottom one
It's
definitely.
Switcher.
Do you know what you put this on?
It's an iPad. It's still
I
recording.
don't. He usually
Oh, it feels good.
It looks good.
It doesn't feel smushy.
You have sauce.
We have sauce.
Somewhere?
This one will be the best one, I think. Just the OG. You can't mess with success, you know?
Why do I feel like I forgot a bag?
Because I was searching for the pesto. That's just happened to be pesto I had.
That's weird.
Did you forget? You don't have sauce?
Bet you I forgot a bag in the car. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay. So we are maybe live right now.
I don't know.
We
Just, you know,
You know what?
just,
That's showbiz, right? Just
Showbiz.
go with the flow.
It's fine. We're gonna have pizza regardless. It's gonna be bomb.
It's gonna be great. I can't
Really
wait.
excited. So, yeah.
So what other types of things do you substitute? Because this has been a really cool theme, the substitution thing. I'm really
Yeah.
interested in that.
So, okay. Yeah, I totally am all about, like I was saying earlier, volume food. So I won't necessarily substitute stuff, but like I am a huge oatmeal person. I really like it. And I like it with all the toppings, all the fixins. A good
Right.
way to like add a lot more to your plate because I'm someone that I need to have a lot of food or I feel deprived. Like I need a big serving.
Yeah.
And so you can add that riced cauliflower that they
Yeah.
sell now.
It's
That is like
really good.
It's a holy grail item. It really is.
I tried it. It's like frozen with cauliflower and carrots.
Yeah, you can do that one. And the Green Giant and Trader Joe's sells just a plain one.
Really?
Yep. And so I use the plain one. It's totally unseasoned. It's already all riced up. You can rice it in the food processor if not, but I'm just lazy.
Right.
And so it's great because I add 85 grams of that, so a cup of that to the oatmeal makes it huge.
Right.
And oatmeal and zucchini take the taste of whatever you cook
Anything.
them with.
Yeah, right,
So you don't
right.
notice it, and the texture is similar to oats. I
Right.
also love making cauliflower rice. So
Mm-hmm.
cauliflower fried rice I'm really big into.
Yeah.
Super easy. That one takes like 5 minutes. You literally just microwave the cauliflower rice.
Mm-hmm.
Do it with some soy sauce or whatever kind of sauce you want. Chicken, frozen veg, boom, done on the dinner,
Perfect.
on the plate, 10
Awesome.
minutes.
Yeah, the substitution thing, man. It's like
Waffles too.
waffles.
Yeah, you can do
Whoa,
one
hold.
carb
Okay.
waffles. Thank you.
Waffles.
Well, yeah, so you can do protein powder, 1 egg, and just a pinch of baking soda.
Really?
1 carb waffle. If you have a 1 carb protein powder, which I do.
Well, interesting you should say that because right over here, one of the things, everybody knows I'm a big Max Effort user. Max Effort came out with baking mix.
Oh, how about that?
And it is their protein baking mix. So it's essentially their protein powder. And you can use it to make pancakes, waffles, crepes, muffins, cookies, anything you could buy from Duncan Hines, you would substitute this with. And it's unbelievable. I make
That
pancakes
sounds
with it on a regular
serious.
basis.
I've had some of the pancakes. They are really good.
They're really good. This one is the chocolate chip. They have a cinnamon. They have a blueberry.
That sounds great.
Yeah,
We can probably spread
it's
that out.
ridiculous.
Careful, thank
My
you.
boys at Max Effort right there.
Have to try that.
I will hook you up with a link for that. You
Yeah.
should go to maxeffortmuscle.com and check them out.
Any sort
Good
of
friends of ours.
any sort of protein powder that actually tastes good, I am down
Yeah.
with.
Max Effort tastes great. Jeff, what are you using these days? You should be using Max Effort.
I'm still searching for one that I really like. I'm looking for clean ingredients and also flavor, definitely.
Yep.
Max Effort is on my list next to try. So
They just came out with a new one.
yeah,
They got a blueberry now.
all right.
Ooh.
They've got chocolate chip. They've got peanut butter. They got cookies and cream. I want to say now.
Okay,
Two.
all right.
Yep.
I'm a straight like vanilla guy.
Same.
You know.
I have my two are I have vanilla and then I have chocolate peanut butter cup one.
Oh,
Nice.
That
Yeah.
sounds
Which
like
one
a
do I
treat.
have here? Right here, I've got the cookies and cream.
I am really basic though, and just for Halloween I ordered some pumpkin spice
Ah.
which I didn't even know exists. But
Oh,
it
man.
makes really good protein pancakes. You can't drink it on its own.
Jeff, what do we say at our Saturday gigs about pumpkin spice?
That we shouldn't eat it ever.
You know what? You can't tell me that you don't like.
No. You're a girl. It's fine. We say at our gig on Saturdays, we say, ladies, you feel free to have all the pumpkin spice you want, but if you're a dude and you order a pumpkin spice beer and it's got cinnamon on the glass,
It's
we're
so
throwing you out of the club. We're taking your man card and we're throwing you out of the club.
It's
know-
a nice treat once in a while. I've
Yeah,
had it.
you
I've
can
had it.
have. It's like one of those things you can have one. Like you can't have more than one, or you're like sugar. But now, did you see? Now they're putting vanilla vodka in them.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I have
It's
seen
like
that.
Shipyard, but they add a shot of Smirnoff vanilla to it, so it's like. And they make a higher one. they make like an 8%.
She's getting very excited about
Well,
this.
because I told so my friend really likes Shipyard Pumpkin Head. I actually prefer the Cambridge Brewing Company Pumpkin Ale. I think that one's the best one. Still tastes like a beer. Sorry, Shipyard doesn't really taste like a beer, but they make like a super Shipyard Pumpkin that's like 8%. They have it at Tavern on the Wharf.
The smash, yeah, the
Smash
smash pumpkin.
pumpkin.
Yeah.
It's serious. It's not messing around.
So see, you can be healthy and fit and eat right and treat yourself with a
Treat
high
yourself.
alcohol. Treat yourself with a high alcohol beer. You know, that's it. I
You
like
can.
I'd just rather have wine.
that.
You can do it all. You can have whatever you like. All right. So we are just topping. I like to do half the cheese and then put some on the top, so it's
yeah,
gets good, and you have to have an even topping distribution.
absolutely.
It's very important.
I actually at one point in my life was a pizza cook, and I took
Really?
pride in my
Never
in my
done that.
work. Yeah,
I've never done that.
I made a mean pie,
Nice.
and I had a specialty which was when I would go on break and make my own pizza. It was like a 13 topping pizza.
Oh,
It was absolutely ridiculous.
I'm a meat lover's pizza guy.
I want to know what your
I'll put
opinion is on
every piece of
pineapple
meat they
as a
have in the
pizza
place.
Man.
I am perfectly okay with pineapple.
Me too.
If it's with the right things, you know, it's gonna be. But a Hawaiian
Sorry,
pizza.
Tag.
What?
The pineapple. I know as a Sicilian, it's probably like killing you on the inside, but
I'll eat a Hawaiian once in a while.
See?
Have
Mostly
you
because
ever
I
had
like.
Hawaiian?
Mostly because I like what?
have you ever had a Hawaiian with jalapeno on it?
Oh yeah.
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 Mostly because I like pineapples, but
So good.
it isn't real pizza.
You know,
Just like up here in Massachusetts.
Pizza
I say it all the
esque.
time. So I'm from New Jersey and we live here in Massachusetts now, and there's no good pizza up here.
Oh yeah.
There are no good pizza places here in Massachusetts. There
Lies.
are a lot of places
You've
that
got
have
to
good
say.
bar pies.
Oh, come on,
But there is no
there's-
real good pizza on the South Shore.
okay, South Shore, fair.
South Shore is full of great bar pies, but not real pizza. Big difference.
Area 4, if you want some like real good pizza in Cambridge. Honestly, it was
Boston
like,
proper probably
pizza
has
I've
some.
ever
I haven't
had.
visited yet.
oh
but-
crap.
I actually had Lorraine take me on a pizza run one day. And we went to a bunch of different pizza places, and I got one slice. Walked in, got a slice, tried it, and left. And I didn't find one that made me go, oh, that's it. So,
Oh my god, look at the paper, it's so crispy.
Oh, where are we going?
You can throw this just right here. I overdid that one a little bit.
that's okay. Makes
That's
it
a
good.
well done
It'll be
pizza.
crispy now.
Yeah, that's
Now
true.
that one will hold up.
This one, it's actually true. All right, and this one can go back in.
Okay. All right. I love this little alligator guy here.
Oh.
The little-
Isn't it great? We have a blue one too.
It's actually really good. Look at that. Oh, I wish it was still recording because that
We're
you
still
can
recording.
lift. Oh, okay.
still
You can
recording.
hold this whole thing up.
Yeah, no, we're still recording. We're just, I don't know if we're right on the air right now, but we're still
Use
recording.
all the sauce though. Oh no, there's still some.
It'll be a light sauce pizza.
This will be well. It needs less anyway.
Yes. So we are. Yes. So we're not sure if we're live now.
I don't believe we're live, but
Okay.
we're still recording. So this will all be on YouTube.
And-
And I'll actually pull the one off Facebook and put this one up anyway.
Okay.
I can do that.
And we can also edit. The beauty of technology and post production, right?
Yes.
True.
So we can maybe add like bunny ears or something.
I could take Jeff completely out of the show if I want to.
Just
Bye, Jeff.
blue
I'm
screen.
replacing you.
I'm wearing a blue shirt. We can blue screen me right
It'll
up.
just be a head and an apron.
Yeah. The Fit Show Spooky Edition.
I like a lot of sauce on my pizza.
Yeah.
You absolutely should have a lot of sauce on your pizza. That's what pizza's about.
Okay. maybe that's
You know what is a
we're gonna
travesty to pizza?
What?
Is the Rhode Island thing where it's no cheese. All it is just dough and sauce.
Well, no, you gotta understand something.
Ew.
You have to understand something that's not a travesty. That's actually, if you go to Italy, the original pizza was no sauce. It's tomatoes.
Okay,
Okay.
but that's good.
That's okay. That's different.
You're
like a
talking
margarita.
plain white pizza.
No,
No.
it's like just sauce and
It's just
crust.
dough and sauce. It's weird. It's a Rhode Island thing, and I don't
That's why
get
nobody likes Rhode Island.
Do we
Sorry,
need
Rhode
more
Island.
cheese?
What would you like?
More mozzarella, please.
it. All the
Absolutely.
cheese.
All of the cheeses.
John, serious question. Why have we not put googly eyes on this guy yet?
That's actually hilarious. That would be a good thing.
Who's his brother?
Thank you.
Oh, there he is. Oh. See?
So I'm hiding the pepperoni under the cheese on this one.
Perfect.
It's like a surprise.
Pepperoni
It's a very happy
surprise.
surprise. It's turkey pepperoni, which again a little bit healthier.
Bomb.
Pepperoni is, pepperoni is what it is. It's good. I put pepperoni in the same world as kielbasa.
Yes.
I love it so much, but we shouldn't have it. But I still have it anyway because it's so good,
I do feel
and I
like
make it one of my treats.
this, like turkey pepperoni, as
Oh, we're not
healthier
using that?
substitute.
Oh.
No, we used a bunch, but here you want to throw some more? Why not? We'll double down. But as a substitute, it's really good. Something I just like. Sometimes you're just like, I need salt, I need
Yeah.
sugar, I
Oh,
need
yeah.
whatever. This and like string cheese, very good, high protein.
We have both. I have string cheese here.
That's a good snack.
I would
Cheese
be
is a great snack.
interested.
All right, Jeff, let's get that bad boy in the oven.
Yeah, we've been talking about
Chocolate looks so
substitutions.
good.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
my goodness, it does.
I would be interested to
Almost,
see
but
when we. Oh, I almost dropped it. That could have been.
that would be the saddest.
That would have been so sad.
That would get you definitely edited out of the show.
It's so bloopers.
So I would be interested to look at the nutritional profiles of a traditional pizza, that we would maybe make without the substitutions, and then with these substitutions, and see.
It's like remember Singular Raising the Bar?
Yeah.
It's like that.
Can you hear me now?
Good.
I'm just gonna stay here.
So they, I'll be interested to see, for something that's going to be just as delicious as another pizza, how much we've been able to get out of these small changes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have.
Versus a regular crust alone, the carb count is going to be dramatically less.
Right.
So you've definitely got a lower calorie count in this crust. You've got a lower carb count in this crust. You've probably got much less fat content in this crust. So all around, it's going to be a healthier, low-calorie, low-carb option for having a pizza versus having a regular pizza. So you can
More
still satiate.
nutrient-dense,
You can
too.
satiate that mental need we always talk about, but still eat healthy.
That's a great point, Brooke, too. The nutrient dense is
More
something
nutrient
that
dense.
is one of the things that works for me is thinking about not necessarily cutting. Like we've said, you know, if you are always starving yourself or depriving yourself. So I like to think about adding more nutrients instead of more bad, you know, whatever else, right?
Right.
So having something, it's not just about less calories. It's about, oh, look at what else I am getting when I eat this other thing, you know. Not only is that a healthy way for your body to ingest its calories, but it's also mentally makes it a lot easier to think about, like, oh, I'm feeding the beast, you know, like I'm getting the good stuff in.
Okay, Jeff, I think the top one is ready to come out.
Top
and
one's
the bottom
ready.
one is almost done. Like 1 more minute.
Oh
maybe.
man.
Just enough to get the cheese melty.
Oh, there's tink.
I
Do love
can't get
pepperoni.
it.
You can't get it? Okay, hold on. Let's do. Is there like a spatula or something I can lift it with?
What happened?
Oh, nothing. You just can't lift it up enough without grabbing it. Burning his hand on
There
it.
we go.
Oh yeah. This looks so good.
You bring that right over here, Jeff.
I am pumped.
We'll give that one another minute.
Hold on, let it sit for a second, then we'll use the pizza cutter.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I'll just move that one over here so we can take the other one out when it's needed.
Thank you, good sir. Oh my god, that looks amazing.
Wow.
I will let you do the honors since it is your dish.
Ooh,
Don't grab the pizza stone.
I'll try not to.
that looks so good.
I'll hold the edge of that for her.
Oh, this is a good pizza cutter. Mine is like falling apart. Oops.
Oh,
I know, you really, I'm gonna let it rest while that other one finishes.
yeah. And the other one is getting pretty close. Those pepperonis are, and we snagged a couple of those pepperonis to try them.
And they were very good.
Turkey
Very
pepperoni, again, substitution. If you didn't tell me those are turkey pepperonis,
You wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know.
No.
And like I said, nutritionally, they are much better option.
Yes.
It's all about the flavors, right?
Flavors.
I think that's what most people trying to do healthy eating want, is you don't want to feel deprived, so you just need to find healthier ways to have your favorite foods.
Right.
So another really good thing I like to do with mac and cheese, which is another one of my favorite foods ever, particularly the baked kind, either adding butternut squash or, again, holy grail cauliflower to it,
Right.
to add in with the cheese sauce to really thicken it up
Thicken it up. That's a
for
great
not a whole ton
idea.
of extra calories.
See, I have always done the opposite. Or when I was in my weight gaining stages, where I would take a mac and cheese, like a box of Kraft or something, and then like throw a couple slices of American in there, and like add even more cheese to it, which is delicious. But when you think about it, like so unnecessary, so unnecessary. So adding these better choices, definitely.
Excuse me, Jeff.
Things like that I never would have thought about before. And now when you're more mindful about it, you're like, oh my God, why? Like, why did I?
And there's so many good options now too for like better substitutions. So if you want pasta, have pasta, but they make high protein pasta made out of chickpeas now.
Right.
Or they make like different ones to fit whatever your need might be. If you can't have gluten or you can't have this, you can't have that.
Right.
Thank you, sir. All right, please stay together. Oh. There we go.
There you go.
We're gonna
Bam.
say. Might need a minute.
This looks phenomenal.
There you go.
Beautiful.
Big kahuna slices.
Beautiful.
So I find sometimes when you load it up like I do, it might not necessarily. Actually,
Stay together. It looks.
pretty decent. So I put a ton of toppings on this. So the bottom of it is kind of hard to.
It's gonna be a little heavy.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
But
a little
that's
bit heavy, but you know
just
what?
like any pizza
just gonna
that you
peel
get
a piece
anywhere.
off and
yeah.
go to town.
Absolutely. I'm gonna.
So here's.
is this-
Wow, that's hot.
It's really hot.
this-
Yeah.
this
Cheers.
is
You probably
probably-
should have let it sit too. Yeah, that one's good. We can try.
We'll
that
wait
one
for
too.
Jeff. I'm gonna wait for Jeff.
I also don't want to like melt off my taste buds, so.
And or arm hairs. Light yourself on fire.
Yeah. This looks phenomenal.
Yeah, I think that one's gonna be interesting. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, Jeff.
All right, Jeff.
Let's have a.
We're gonna try the zucchini one,
Okay.
and
I'm pumped.
this has 9 carbs per slice? I think we decided.
Yes, 9
9
carbs,
carbs per slice,
Oh, I got it.
and like 9 protein. So right?
Cheers.
Cheers.
Wow,
That's really good.
Wow, that's
Yeah?
good.
Yeah.
Wow,
Pretty good, right?
very good.
Phenomenal. And it's like it's a little bit different, obviously texture, like taste wise, but in a good way. It's not like yeah, wow. I'm into that.
It definitely is different texturally, but you have to keep in mind, right? It's not a flour, fat, carb-laden pizza.
And it does
But
go
it
well with
still
wine.
holds, like,
Yeah.
it
mine's
holds
holding-
up together. It's like an actual slice, especially when it cools down. We've just been cooking, so we're hungry.
Yeah. I think I melted my fingerprints off of my hands,
Very good.
but
That's
it's
awesome.
really, it's really, really good.
Well, we want to thank Brooke for coming on today. Thank you for taking the time out of obviously what is a very busy schedule to be here with us.
Happy to do it.
This week, tomorrow we get a Tuesday gear review. I'm going to do a pre-workout comparison between Max Effort Muscle and Cellucor C4. So watch for that tomorrow. Wednesday we have Ryan White coming in to do a nutrition show with me. Thursday we are going to do our weekly workout, and we're doing Pilates this week. We're doing a Pilates gym this week.
Breakout
So
area
make sure you
yoga.
tune in for that. Next
That's gonna be
Monday,
fun.
we have Dan Berlin from Iron Way Fitness coming
That'll
in.
be fun.
And you met Dan on the very first week of the show. It was the very first gym that we highlighted. So Dan's going to come in and we're gonna cook and talk nutrition and talk about working out. And he's a bodybuilder, so we're going to get an incredibly different point of view on a lot of things. Thanks again to Nantucket Vineyard. This wine is awesome and it goes great with this pizza. And
Yes, it really does. It pairs extremely
we
well.
will see you guys
Woo!
Let's do that. Next week.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Thank you guys.
I'm fighting things no one can see. Why are they still here?